Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning into the Storytelling Alchemist show. I'm excited about my guest this week, and we're now actually this week 2 months into the reboot of my show. So I've been pretty excited, had some amazing guests, and tonight's guest is no different. So I want to introduce her. We met about 2 years ago, actually getting closer to about 3 years now, on a conference on a cruise called Waves of Light, and we went to Cozumel and just had an amazing time. I'm going to be bringing on the show Aleksandra of Oleńko's Kitchen, and we are going to be talking about boosting the immune system and living healthy by eating a rainbow. And she's just an incredible person, and I know you guys are going to love her. And so let me bring her on the show. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on tonight, and I'm looking forward to our conversation. I remember I was on your show, I guess, what has it been now, about 8-9 months, something like that, almost a year?
I think it's a little more, yeah.
Has it been, okay, so I was just thinking about what stuck with me the most is you talked about eating a rainbow, and I thought to myself, wow, and then going into this whole last year, where everybody's concerned about their immune system and getting sick and that kind of stuff, I've been doing a series on living healthier. Mm-hmm. And we can always learn a little bit more about living a little healthier. But I guess the first question I want to ask you is, what got you started down this road of living healthier, and then doing the profession, the career that you do? What got you started on that down that road?
Okay, so I'm originally from Poland, so my name is Aleksandra, but in Poland everybody calls me Ola Oleńko, so that's why my company's name is Oleńko's Kitchen, because in Poland nobody calls me Aleksandra, it's just too long. So like sometimes people get confused, like, why am I Oleńko and Aleksandra? Both are my names. So yeah, how did it start? Since I was little, like my grandparents in Poland, they were farmers, and I used to go visit them all the time. We used to live in the city, but I used to go visit them in the countryside, and they had animals and so many, plants and garden. And I mean, they had a whole farm with horses and cows and pigs and chickens and everything. And I just love like watching my grandparents, and especially my grandmother, like working in the garden, cooking her own food from scratch. And I just, I guess, I just developed this like strong connection to, there's my cat here sitting with me, strong connection to the nature. I'm also an artist. Like since I was little, I always did art. So for me, like art and nature and food are, like they all intertwined, and I get inspired for my art, for my cooking from nature. And yeah, so that's how it started. And because grandmother and grandparents had all these animals, I named them. They were my friends. And in Poland, people eat a lot of meat. And one day I saw what happened to my friends' chickens, and I was like, oh. So I was like, oh, I can't eat meat anymore. I can't eat my friends. So I start making like cooking, but without meat. And that's, my mother used to call, like, I used to do experiments. And yeah, that's how it started. So it wasn't for many, many years. I believe like 10 years ago, I came here to this country, to United States, like 22 years ago. But yes, I never thought like I'm gonna have cooking, like, I'm not a professional chef, but everybody started like asking me, how do you make this? How do you make that? And I started my blog, and then I wrote 2 cookbooks. Here are my 2 cookbooks. One is about raw diet, and the other one is about rainbow cooking. And yeah, and then like year and a half, I started my company, Oleńko's Kitchen, like making professional desserts for sale and chocolate. So yeah, that's like quick version of my story.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And
you're like chewing. It's my cat Sushi, of course. Like he had to visit. He counts. Here's Sushi, like here. He's like making this sound with this. So yeah, you hear this crunching his head. So Sushi.
Don't worry. I used to have my dog, and he would walk up in my show, and By the way, the Guru meditation says hi.
Okay.
So, so just want to put that out there. So that's awesome. So, I think that kind of sent you down. Do you think that kind of sent you down more than just a health path, but also a spiritual path? The way of thinking and how you feel about things. And since I know you are spiritual, that's why I'm asking that question. So,
So for like food and spirituality, like definitely go, like they go together. And no matter, like I believe that no matter like what diet you you follow, like I'm vegan and I eat a lot of raw foods. Like I'm not 100%, but I probably like 80-90% raw vegan diet because it makes me feel good. But like everybody has a different body, and you really need to listen to your body. But like rainbow diet, eating variety, like behind me I have a rainbow. I always have, I'm surrounded by rainbow colorful fruits and veggies. Everybody will thrive on this kind of diet. So even if you do like paleo, keto, vegan, or gluten-free, eating fruits and veggies, I mean, I know there's different approaches, but yeah, it's something that I think fruits and veggies, like eating from the nature, fresh, organic, as much local as possible, you're gonna thrive. Like you're gonna feel good. And yeah, like if you, like for example, vegan food now is very popular, but because something is vegan doesn't mean it's healthy, right? Because there's a lot of vegan, like even if you just go to supermarket, and the last, I will say, like 2-3 years, there's like so many different kinds of vegan, soy milk, oat milk, cashew milk, coconut milk, or different cheese and different, like all these different vegan meats. But like look at on the other side and look at the ingredients. They're not healthy. So because something is vegan or is trendy doesn't mean that is good for you. So I'm all about like cooking from scratch. And before we started, we were talking about what happened during the last year pandemic. I think like the good thing is that a lot of people were home and they started cooking. So that's a really I think good thing, that people started cooking, making things from scratch, baking, like cooking with kids, and I think that's amazing. So
you just made me think. I actually put myself back in college recently, and one of the classes I have to take is an environmental science class. And I, of course, at first was very resistant to it, but then I realized that plants, what I learned is that the sun, obviously I remember, I probably was taught this in high school, I just don't remember, through photosynthesis, the energy of the sun is passed into plants. And then as it goes through the food chain of animals, eating the plants, and then the next animal eating that animal, the energy is lessened and diminished each passing through that. So I'm even thinking about, when you're talking about this, that we're actually not even getting as much energy if we're, especially because a lot of people eat just either processed foods like you were mentioning, or that they eat even like canned vegetables as opposed to fresh vegetables. And so the reduction of the amount of energy that they're getting is pretty tremendous, and so they're not even getting the benefits of what people need in their diet. So
exactly.
Got a comment that says, sure, lots of people started cooking in 2020. I know I actually cooked more in 2020. So absolutely. So
yeah, definitely. And that's what happened. Like food is energy and food is information. And I mean, energy is everywhere. So like when we, like for example, like you live in Florida, so you're lucky, you have sun all the time. Like I live in New York, we had really long cold winters, still kind of cold, so we are depleted of the sun. We like stuck, most of the people were stuck in buildings. We don't get enough like fresh air, we don't get the sun, so we're really lacking the energy, and a lot of people really feeling that. And then when they're eating all these like processed, canned junk food, fast food, drinking a lot of soda, then you give it, what kind of energy are you giving to your body? You're not gonna feel good. But like when it's summertime, when you go into the beach, or like when we went on the cruise, right? You have that fresh coconut or fresh mango from the fruit of whatever, fresh apple here, like in the season, and you can just feel like the juice, the energy from the plant. So for me, like eating the rainbow, like the fresh fruits and vegetables, and you can get, I don't know if you can see it, but I have some like powders. So many times if you can't get like fresh because it's winter time, pickling or even like frozen, fruit and vegetables, because they were picked in the right, like at season, or powders, like fresh powders, which is just dry, freeze dry, or just dry plants or spices even, they will give you the energy. And plants are amazing. Like I was, as I said, like since I was little, I was fascinated by plants, how they grow. But when you're looking at the plant, they have so many properties. Like you can have a plant and you can use the root of the plant, the seed of the plant, the skin of the plant, the flower, and some could be poisonous. So, not all plants can be, eaten, of course, for us humans 100%, but it's just so fascinating the way how you prepare something, and also changes the structure, the energetic, I think, properties, and also, like the flavors, your body. So I just love like experimenting with my food. So I think that this was, like I said, this was great that people during the pandemic started cooking and experimenting. So that's the plus.
I had started watching it because with raw foods, like I know raw foods are like the best for you health-wise. And I started watching a raw food channel on YouTube many years ago, and she was making some amazing things that are like from raw, but she was making like, I don't know, even like, she wasn't making pasta necessarily, but she was making a form of raw spaghetti.
Yeah, with the noodles, like the zucchini noodles. Yeah, you can make. Yeah, I have spiroli. Yeah, you can definitely make it, and then different sauces. And behind me, I don't know if you can see it, that's a dehydrator. So you can even like make the pasta, and if you want to make, that's more like a gourmet raw food, you can like cook it. Not cook it because in the dehydrator it's gonna be on a low temperature and it's gonna take you a certain amount of time. But you can cook it, or you can cook mushrooms or sauce, or make pizza or crackers or different desserts, and then it will taste kind of like if you will cook it, but it still has the enzymes. That's what is great about raw food, because the moment you cook something above like 120 degrees, it loses the enzymes, and we need enzymes because it's a life force. And then, like as I said, like behind me there's a microwave. I don't even use it, I just use it for storage. It just came with my kitchen. But when people eat like cooked processed microwave food, is just basically eating like cardboard. So the best fast food are fruits, fast food, like you just pick it and eat it, peel the banana and eat it. So not the fast food, like, I'm not gonna name the companies, but yeah. So that's awesome that you, there's so many, with the YouTube and social media, I mean, there's so many people now, like doing the rainbow diet. Like I wrote this book, I believe like 6 years ago. So back then, like it was hard to get like different powders. I don't know if you can see like the blue, that's how I make all the glucose, that's a blue spirulina. But now you can get it like online, you can get it everywhere, it's very accessible. So like on Instagram, you're gonna see a lot of people doing the rainbow food, like unicorn, everything, which is great, because the colors that usually they use, especially in desserts, are the artificial colors, are really, really unhealthy. So and especially like for children. I'm also an art educator. Like, see, I also teach art. I have a degree, in art. I've been doing this for many years. Now I just part-time, but only 2 days a week. But I still love working with kids. They have such a cool energy. But yeah, so sometimes watching the kids, like, the junk that they eat is just heartbreaking. So if it came from a plant, great. But if it was made by the plant, not so good. It's not my quote, somebody wrote it, I forgot who wrote it, but just if you follow this philosophy, I think it'd be good no matter what diet you follow.
So if it was made
from a plant, great.
Okay.
But if it was made in the plant, like a factory.
Oh, made in the plant. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No, that totally makes sense.
Like I was saying about all these vegan processed sausages and all this like stuff that was made. And like, look at the ingredients. like those powders, the ingredient is just one ingredient. It's just the blue spirulina, or even when you have spices. But many times, you look at something and there's like 30 different ingredients, and most of the time we can't even pronounce them, right? So not so good. So what do you like to cook, Jeremy?
Well, I am not the greatest cook, but obviously I've been making more vegetables and doing juicing.
Okay, juicing.
And so, because I really just don't have any creativity when it comes to, well, maybe I need to buy your cookbook and start learning how to cook raw, because it's never been something I've ever, I've watched a lot of it, read a lot of it. And I know that when I'm doing a juicing, at least one juice a day, I have tremendous amounts of energy. I mean, it's like the greatest thing. And then, of course, I don't have any other. I hardly get sick anyways, but I almost never get sick. No sickness at all.
So you make a juice like in a juicer, or you make a smoothie like in a blender? Because
no, I actually do a juicer.
Okay, because
I don't like the smoothies as much. I mean, I have a what is it called, a Ninja, and
okay,
it doesn't. But I have an actual juicer. The only thing I don't like about it is cleaning it.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So we're talking about the immune system and all that stuff. How does, obviously it's going to give you more vitamins and nutrients. The energy is going to be there. What other health benefits are there? One of the things I've learned, like with, not to be gross with everybody, with green juices, it keeps my body moving. Let's just leave it that way. Cleaned out, I guess, is the best way to put it. And and that can cause tremendous amounts of health issues. Not having that ability to clean out and detox the body. But what other health benefits do you, does the rainbow diet do?
Okay. I forgot to say, did you pick this day especially because today is St. Patrick's Day, so it's all about the rainbow? Was that a coincidence?
That was totally a coincidence.
I know, but I was like, wow, this is so cool from all the days, right?
And you can tell that I didn't wear green at all today.
I know. So. Are you Irish or no?
Huh?
Are you Irish? No.
Oh, Scottish? No.
Oh, okay. I'm not in college, but yeah. Anyway, so what are the benefits of the rainbow diet? So, I'm like you. I love juicing, but I love smoothies too. And yes, the great benefits of the rainbow diet is you're gonna go to the bathroom a lot. Like you're really because you're gonna eat so much fiber. And the problem I think what a lot of people have is that, because they're eating the sad American diet, like the standard American diet, they're lacking the enzymes, they're lacking the fiber. So many times people have problems, they don't go into the bathroom a lot of times. So, going and, like cleaning the system, and sometimes years of stuff that, we've been eating, and then you eliminating this, that will be the first, you're gonna see that you're gonna be going to the bathroom a lot. So if you switch, just be prepared for that. You're gonna have a lot of energy, and there are different different fruits that they will give you different vitamins or minerals. And so I just love, typically what I will eat in the morning, I will have a smoothie or juice, and I start, of course, the day with the lemon water. Do you drink the lemon water?
I do.
Yeah, that's really so great because that alkalizes your diet. I mean, your alkalizes your body. So how you do it, how some people do it, they drink like warm water or room temperature. I like hot water. I like room temperature, and I put like half of the lemon, organic lemon or lime, but usually just lemon, and I squeeze it and I leave the skin too, because the skin is very good too. And so I start this, and then throughout the day I'll be drinking a lot. I drink a lot of water, and then I will have a smoothie or juice. And for lunch, usually I have a salad. I love salads. And for dinner, I will have another salad, or sometimes cooked like stew or soup, and lots of sometimes fruits like as a snack. So so it's like I don't feel hungry. Like people always say, like, aren't you hungry? And no. And another thing, what do we need to thrive? Like, what do we need? Why is rainbow diet beneficial? We need oxygen, we need water, we need sodium, we need potassium, we need magnesium. So oxygen. Like the plants, you know, they grow and they get the vitamin C and they get the oxygen, and like I feel like especially when you're having a juice, you can like after 15 minutes it goes right through your bloodstream. Like right when you have a juice, don't you feel like energized right away?
I do.
It's the quickest way because it's liquid, so you know the stomach doesn't have to digest it. It really gets like absorbed in your body instantaneously. So there's another cat. I have 3 cats. So water. So you know, fruits and vegetables, they have tons of water, right? And a lot of times we are dehydrated. Like people don't even realize it, that they are dehydrated. And many times that's what happens. People crave snacks, and actually they are not hungry, but they are thirsty, but they think that they are hungry. So when you're eating rainbow diet, especially like a lot of raw fruits, like even in the summertime, right? People want to eat like watermelon or cucumber. So you're gonna get like water, and then you get sodium. So like for example, seaweed is great, celery, you know that, and many of us we're low in this mineral, and then potassium like bananas or you know. So you like you giving your body like instantaneous boost, and you're gonna feel good. So and what else you're gonna feel? I feel like when you're eating rainbow diet, you're gonna feel happy. Just look at the colors. Like doesn't make it's just so pleasing for the eye, right?
It's gonna make you happy.
I think in my second book I have a poem about rainbow diet, and it says rainbow. I don't remember like exactly, but this is my second book, and it has like the colors of the rainbow. Rainbow diet can be chewy, can be spicy, can be colorful and crunchy. And I dance with cha-cha and mango with tango. I don't remember exactly the poem, but it's just you can make so many fun. Like you know, I feel like colorful fruits and veggies makes you happy, and they just have good energy. Like for me, looking at flowers or looking at the nature, looking at the suns is the same thing. It's just the colors is so pleasing, right? Like when you eating like a blah, like microwave food, like sometimes I look like I was, you know, I was at work and I look at the people eating this microwave like blah, and they putting in microwave, and I'm eating like a nice salad. I just feel happy. I don't know, and my immune system feels happy.
And then yeah, that's amazing. We have a couple comments here. One is green juice for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
And cute. And then Catherine says, "Where's your green?" Honestly, she's joking around about. Catherine is actually an animal medium and an animal communicator, so she's probably picking up those 3 cats running around you.
Okay. Well, another one is sleeping, but she probably will be coming. I actually have 4. I have another one living outside, but he wants to be like a feral cat. He doesn't want to be inside cat. We rescue his sister. Somebody else is saying.
And Linda says, "I'm trying to heal my rheumatoid arthritis by eating high pressure food, whole foods. I also eat a bowl of cabbage soup every day." That actually sounds good. And so I imagine because she's gonna not only detox her body but bring in a lot of good nutrients, that is gonna help with her rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, definitely. And also you can like fermented food. It's great. Like cabbage, like I'm from Poland, we eat a lot of like fermented, you know, pickles and cabbage, like sauerkraut, which is different than like American sauerkraut, because in America they put vinegar, but like a real one, you just like pickling with salt, and that's so good, like for your good bacteria. And even, you know, like kimchi, that's like in Korean culture, that will pickle like, you know, cabbage too with different spices and different vegetables. So pickling is so good. Like fermented food is great, or like you can make your own kefir or yogurt, and that's like possibilities are endless. How, like you said that you like the you know, you saw the noodles, how she was making the noodles. Like I don't know, like I just feel raw diet, it's so fun, and it really is not hard. Like I don't know, like for me it's so easy because I love salads. Like for me, eating salad and like drinking a juice and eating fruits is just, I'm not hungry. Like I just feel like my body's very satisfied.
Well, because
and also has so many textures, you know, like so many textures. And I do make the desserts. So like a year and a half ago, like my friends and some like I had some private clients, they like, why don't you start making you know, people were working, this was before COVID, why don't you start making some of the desserts so we can buy it, because we don't have time to make. I don't know how I ended up with desserts, because I actually like the savory food, like for me, better. So like I'm not like a sweet tooth person, but my desserts are extremely healthy. I just made this cake, a raw cake for this lady yesterday for her birthday. Her friend ordered it. My friend ordered it for her. They never had raw cake and they were kind of nervous, and she loved it. So she says, "Oh my God, this was like the best raw like carrot cake that I ever had." So, and it's all made from plants. There is no gluten. It's just like carrots with spices and medjool dates, the gooey dates, and a little bit almond flour and some. I put some walnuts, and then for like cream, I use the cashews with vanilla and a tiny bit maple syrup, and it's like so easy and so simple, but the way like it comes together is delicious. So yeah, that's what is great about, like, for those people who are afraid of cooking or baking, raw like diet and like rainbow diet and raw diet is so easy because you can't mess it up. Like if you have a dehydrator, you can't mess it up because it's on very low temperature. Or like when you're blending or making a juice, like how can you mess up the juice, right? You're just putting vegetables like in a juicer or a blender, right?
So, can people get your cookbooks on your website?
On my website, olenkoskitchen.com. They are like, I have them as ebooks because I know some people like ebooks, and then I also sell them on Amazon. They can get like real. Oh, if they send me a message, I can send it probably from Amazon. It's cheaper, but yeah. So it comes as a hard copy. They can get it as an ebook. And I used to do like a lot of like health, because I'm also a health coach. Like a lot of coaching, but then I got really busy, with making the chocolates and making the desserts. So, but yeah, if somebody, now I have a little bit more time. So if somebody wants to, I can do like a free coaching session and, like talk to them directly, because, everybody has a different approach, and different needs. So, and I'm not, just to make a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, so of course, if you have a, like issue, medical, well, then yeah, talk to your doctor, medical professional, and see, because like I can, I have to make this disclaimer, so just to.
Absolutely.
But yeah, rainbow diet is amazing. Like I feel like everybody will benefit from, little kids to any kind of age. So, and it's fun. Like before COVID, we used to always have cooking classes, and we used to cook together, and we had picnics, and it was so much fun, like sharing. Hopefully it's gonna come back soon, like our old life. Yeah,
we'll start to get back to normal. I do have one last question that I want to throw out there, and it's something that even somebody put up in the comments. I really want to do a juice fast, and I was just going to ask you about fasting, not even just juice fasting, but fasting in general, because I have a friend that's doing intermittent fasting and getting a lot of great results. What are the, and I guess that takes your body into ketosis and stuff like that. But as far as juice fasting, have you ever, obviously, and what are the benefits to that? I mean, obviously, most people do it to lose weight and that kind of stuff. But what are is there any cautions about that? Or
I mean, like with everything, as I said, if somebody has some medical condition, I don't know, low blood pressure, or, I don't know, kidneys, any kind of, like talk to your doctor, because you can, like, any kind of fasting, or if you're not eating, it can mess up like your blood sugar, and you may feel, like nauseous or lightheaded or something. So you just want to, or like when sometimes people do water fasting, they don't eat anything, for many days. Yes, it could be done, but it's just, especially if somebody never did the fasting. But yeah, I would say like maybe do a 1 day juice fast, or even like start eating, maybe do like a 3-day plant-based, like a raw diet, and just do like smoothies and salad and juices, and see how you're gonna feel, because if you never did that, it may be like too shocking, like, so for someone. But yeah, like I've done many different kind of juice fasting. You may feel hungry in the beginning, because we used to eating, but yeah, it could be very beneficial. And you can make, there are some people saying you shouldn't be mixing like fruits and vegetable like in one juice, because then you can get bloated, or in the smoothie too. And one thing I want to say about smoothies, like if somebody's doing smoothie fast or like a plant-based mix, when you're eating a smoothie, you actually supposed to be like eating with the spoon, because when you're drinking a smoothie, it's a food, it's not juice. It has it has fiber in it. So sometimes I will hear like from friends or clients, and they will say, I feel bloated after having a smoothie because you just drink it and like you didn't like, you're supposed to chew it with your, saliva, and like actually if you were eating like soup, or if you were eating, I don't know, like a stew, not like just drinking it.
Yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool. And that makes sense, because I did a juice fast probably, I guess about a little over a year ago, and I remember I was doing it straight for almost 3 weeks, and then I was almost doing too much, and then I started. We won't go into the details, but it actually kind of made me sick, just because the amount of detoxing that was happening.
That's what may happen. Like you may detox too fast, too much, and your body won't be able to handle it. So
yeah.
Like I'm saying, like if you were doing, so you just have to be careful, especially if you never done it. So winter time, it could be a little hard, like because if you just, drinking the juice, you may feel cold, because you're not eating like, real food. So I say maybe like summertime, if somebody never did it, I mean, you live in Florida, so it doesn't matter. But, like I've done juice fasts in the winter, and I definitely felt like chilled, like I felt cold. I wanted something warm. So yeah, and then great things you can always add, like turmeric, ginger, spices, some fresh herbs. Those are always great things to add to any kind of diet. So yeah, I can't wait for the spring to come, so I can start growing my own little garden. So yeah, I love
that. I drink a lot of turmeric, ginger, and I'll put a little bit of cayenne pepper in a tea.
That's right.
And it's I was started doing it because I get acid reflux, and so I do that. But then I also had last year an issue with my back, and it helped reduce the inflammation in the body.
Yeah.
It was great stuff. But I do want to address a comment that came up. One of the reasons why, just so everybody knows, we have to say that we're not doctors, because we aren't. And to consult with your doctor, just because even though, do your own research. One of the things I will say is that you've done a lot of research and spent years studying and cooking and mentioning that you're doing that and the kind of stuff, but do your own research and find your own ways of doing things. But there is a tremendous amount of health benefits, and nobody's going to disagree that we eat a lot of junk in the United States. And so, and part of the idea of this is to give you ideas to eating healthier, because this last year has been about, everybody's been thinking about how can I be healthier, concerns about being sick. Even in the last few months, people have been concerned about the amount of weight that they've gained in the last year. And that has a whole other issues of health benefits. So, we give the disclosure about, consulting a doctor, because for obvious reasons we're not, but obviously, we are talking about a lot of experiences where we've become healthier. And Oleńko is talking about that as well, about how healthy she is. And you can tell she's a very happy. When I met her a couple of years ago, I just loved how happy she was. We had a wonderful, what was that, our cruise, like 4 days? 3 or 4 days?
I think 5.
Was it 5? Do you remember the last day with the storm chasing us back?
Yeah, everybody was sick. I was a little sick too. So, did you get sick?
I didn't, but I got good sea legs.
And you've been on so many cruises. That was my first cruise, but I was doing good. I was using my essential oils and drinking ginger tea, but then it got to me, and seeing people being sick. So, yeah. But anyway, it was great. But also, it's not like, for me, it's just not about, food is very, very important, but also it's not, because, we put that in our body, but also pay attention what other things you're putting in your body, like what kind of people are you surrounded with? What are you listening? Are you listening to all this drama, gossip, I don't know, like all this negativity? Because it's like, as I said, everything is energy, food is energy, and it's the frequency. So when you surround yourself for me, there's nothing better than going to the nature, and like nature is so healing, like going for a walk, looking at the sunset. So yeah, you don't, like, gyms are closed, like going back to, to COVID, or, there's so many things still closed in the United States, or like, still in kind of lockdown. So, but yeah, you can like go for a walk, you can like spend time in the nature. So, and pay attention, like what you're putting in your body. Get good night's sleep. That's so important, especially now everybody's on the computer, all this technology, beeping stuff, that messes up like your, like your whole frequency of your body too. So use crystals, essential oils, like natural, open the windows if like it's winter time, so you get fresh air no matter what, like how cold it is. Yeah, I think it's extremely important. So it's not just the food is extremely important, but other things a little bit too. So
well, I just wanted to point out that Oleńko's website is flashing at the bottom, and so go check it out. And also, she is on Facebook, and go check out her page, Oleńko's Kitchen. And she has just told me, and I'm excited and very happy about this, she's going to start doing videos again, where she's doing cooking and stuff like that. And she's always a lot of fun. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it as well. So go check her out.
And interviews.
Oh, interviews, yes.
Yeah, I used to do so many, but then I got so busy, with making desserts and the chocolate. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, go check her out. You might find something that's really incredible for yourself. And everybody, stay healthy and be happy out there. And you're gonna love this. Next week, my guest is an incredible person that I met on the Waves of Light cruise 3 years ago as well. This young man is 19 years old, and do you remember Garen?
Yes, of course.
And one of the things I love about this young man is just always super positive. And one of the things that even more impressed me, he is a master of the law of attraction. And he manifested a Mercedes when he was, 16 or 17? What was it? But more importantly, he's huge into his health as well. And he has just an incredible support group with his parents. And I've become pretty good friends with his family over the past few years, because they live, about 5 miles from me.
Oh, so, wow.
And so, but he's going to be on next week. And so it'll be a great conversation as well. And everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. This will be up on the Roku TV for the LA Tribune TV here within the next day or two. And all the past episodes for the last 2 months have been up there. So everybody, have an amazing week, and hope to have you guys come and listen in next week. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Eat the rainbow every day. Bye.
Bye.